Alright guys, so as I was preparing to film the next video that we were going to get into the Omnimon upgrade into this computer, I realized that there was a couple things that I needed to do in preparation for that. So as we talked about before, the Omnimon board has two ROMs that you can get with it, the OmniView and the Omnimon ROMs. There we go. And these basic ROMs give you the 80 columns on the Atari with the OmniView and the resident machine language monitor from the Omnimon. It uses this PCB board that has 3 sockets where you can put your stock ROM, the Omnimon, and the OmniView, and you can switch between the 3 using this toggle switch. But what I realized pretty quickly is when I took the 130XE apart, let me do that for you real quick because I've already disassembled it and I'll show you that as well. I've already taken the RF shield out, so that's why you don't see it here right now. As you can see here, and I've labeled the chips, is that, as you can see here, hope you can see that, right? Yeah, can you see it? Okay. So basically we've got the CPU here, we've got the Antic chip, which is the only chip on the board on this particular 130XE that's socketed. The GTIA and then the Atari OS right here. Okay. Now this is the actual chip that we need to put the socket board. You can see the bottom of the PCB has its own socket, and what's going to happen is this chip needs to come out, okay, and we need to put a socket there, a 28-pin DIN socket, so that we can then lay this board either this way, probably it's going to be this way, inside that socket that will then hold our 3 ROMs. Okay, so basically I've got to desolder this stock OS, and I'm going to take you guys through that, but in the meantime I've ordered a DIN socket, a 28-pin socket, so that we can have the socket to put in here when we're done. I don't want to take the chip out now and then not have the computer to use until I get that, so it's going to be maybe a day or two until I get that. And I ordered a kit on eBay, and basically that kit brings different size sockets for different size, 6, 8, I think it was 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 28, actually we'll pull it up in a second here and we'll take a look at it. But anyway, that's the reason why I'm kind of dead in my tracks, stopped. I can't do the upgrade without that. I just didn't realize that the 130XE had everything soldered to the board. I don't know why I thought maybe that one might have been socketed. That was probably my naivety. Anyway, so in any case, as soon as I get that in, I'm going to go ahead and take you through removing this board from the chassis. We're going to go do some desoldering. We've got to be very careful because from what I understand, the Atari tracings on these motherboards are very flimsy. They're very frail. You can't use too much heat. You can't use too much pressure. You've got to be real careful when desoldering this, these chips from this board. Okay, so, and one of the other great upgrades, or a couple of the other the other upgrades that I'm going to do in the future is there's an upgrade to the Pokey chip. I don't know if you can see that right there. There's an upgrade that gives you 2 Pokey chips that turns the mono signal into a stereo signal. And from what I understand, it's a pretty easy installation. I'm sure it's going to require some desoldering at some point, so we'll actually have to do that too. Also, we've got the PIA board up here, if you're interested. And down here I labeled this as well as a RAM multiplexer. Allows it to multiplex the banks of RAM. And here's the actual 128K of RAM for the 130XE. Pretty cool stuff. There's the RF modulator, which we don't use. I don't think I'll be using it ever. I believe there's an upgrade. I want to say it's the Sophia upgrade from a gentleman in Poland. You can actually replace this with some sort of a board that gives you either RGB or HDMI out directly from the computer. So we might look at that one as well. But there you go, 130XE motherboard. Haven't seen many of those opened in a long time. All right. So anyway, I just want to give you that quick update. It's probably going to delay me a couple days in getting the next video out, but as soon as we get that in, we're going to take that out. We're going to get the Omnimon in there, and also by that time I should have my Sparta DOS, which is again on its way, And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the 1050 drive with the US doubler made by ICD. We're going to get some high-speed reading and writing going on with that. So stay tuned and keep watching. Subscribe, like, tell your friends. Give me some comments. Anything you'd like to see, anything I'm doing wrong or I'm doing right, give me some comments. Thanks again, guys. Take care.